What up, fam?
How y'all doing today on this one? What is it, Wednesday? Episode 61.
Oh, honey, it's 61.
Grandma, shut the fuck up.
I can't believe it.
We're doing a show now.
Oh, my goodness.
Go to your room.
Oh, sweetheart, she's just a crazy son of a gun. I don't even know her. I mean, she's just crazy.
Grandpa, take it.
I don't even get it.
So what's up, guys?
So,
Thank you guys for coming in.
guys,
Happy Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Happy 420.
And you know what? We're late. Yep, we are.
Late,
You know what I'm
but
saying?
it was worth it.
You know what I'm saying? We're like, we're cool. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not late, you're not cool. You know what I mean?
You're not elated, you're not wasted.
Yeah. So,
right.
But you know, anywho's, we got an amazing special guest in the house.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. She is the lovely Miss Electra.
What's up, Electra?
What's up, boys?
How you doing?
I'm so good. Good to be hanging. How are y'all?
We're doing amazing
Good.
over here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. This is a good one for the books.
Oh yeah, no,
For
for
sure.
sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
definitely. Yeah, it's been like, it's crazy. Like, you know, these spaces and how everyone meets and connects. It's really cool.
Totally.
You know, like how we were like part of the same, you know, community, me, you, and Luke, and
Yeah.
we're all just like in the space. And just one day we're like, hey, yeah, you should cruise on. You're dope.
Yeah. Well, and also, like, I can't forget you guys because we're all from my hometown, basically,
That's
right? In Cali.
Well, we are. I'm from Carlsbad. He's from Chicago.
I'm from Chicago. Yeah.
Okay, Chicago.
In New Orleans, right?
I was born in New Orleans, but I mainly grew up like in Carlsbad area.
Oh,
like
yeah.
when I was like 13
Inside.
and on. Yeah, Osai. She was in what? Fallbrook, right?
Yeah, we were in Fallbrook, probably until I was like, I don't know. I think it was 13 years actually. I lived there.
Wow.
And we had a house actually in Oside too. So like a beach house. But
Wait, a
we're
minute.
down there.
Like Oceanside Boulevard, like Mission status.
I couldn't even tell you. I only know how to drive there and get there. You go
Drive.
left when you get off the 76. That's all I know.
Oh, I know it. Yeah, because you're just going towards the beach. It's like I know what you're talking about because I don't know if did you see the show Animal Kingdom?
Yes. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
so-
That was like, it was too close to home. I was like, this totally happens there, right? Like, this is too realistic.
It's very real. And I even told people like I had homies, like I knew people like that were like it's just the vibe and their personalities. You're just like, holy shit, that's crazy. In
But
the
you were just
area.
cool with you just homies with them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
Yeah.
she knows all about that. Like I was telling people, big parties would go down in Fallbrook. Fallbrook always had like crazy like hangouts, parties. Like everyone was always chilling in Fallbrook. You
Yeah.
never had
I
like
only know this because I had a brother that was like 6 years older and he was going all those. And I would like try to get invited, but I was too young.
she's too young.
So
Because wait, how old are you?
I'm 24 now.
Oh wow.
My brother was like going, when we lived in Fallbrook, I was like, I moved out to Nashville when I was 15. So I was a baby.
Mm,
So
How do you like Nashville?
yeah.
I love it. I think here and Miami are the only other places I would want to live, like in the US. Aside from like, don't get me started on Europe. I could go to Europe any day, like twist my arm. Which
Right.
might end up happening now, which is exciting. But
Oh wow.
yeah,
Dope. That's so sick.
I
No,
know.
No, that's so exciting. And I mean, so let me ask you this. So, like, what made you like kind of go from like Fallbrook to Nashville?
To Nashville. It was kind of an accident. We our family is really, really tight. So as much as we can, I would like get out of school and go support my dad with my mom or my brother, like whoever of us could go at that time. And so my dad actually got asked to go play a George Jones tribute after he passed. So he actually played it here at Bridgestone in Nashville, and I tagged along. I'd never been here. I guess my parents and I and my brother all lived here when I was like 1, but I don't remember that stuff. Obviously, nobody does. But so we came here, and I was just starting to pursue music for real, and I'd never written a song before, and obviously, like Nashville is the perfect place to learn how to write music. It's like Music City. Everybody's a songwriter here, so it was just a really accepting like community. And I don't know, I feel like Fallbrook, it's almost desolate in a way. Like there's not a whole lot going on there. Like my parents kind of wanted to just get away and duck out. And so I went to school in Temecula, and that was like still a little bit desolate compared to music industry and everything else going on for my path in life. So we just kind of fell into it. And I remember being on the plane home saying, you know, if they turn this plane around right now and I didn't have to say goodbye to anyone, like I would be okay with doing that and just cold turkey moving there. So we did, like we genuinely did. But I love it. And like, I've come a long way. I've been doing music now for, I think almost 10 years, which is insane. Just writing for other artists and myself and evolving, which is probably like the most satisfying, fulfilling part of what I do, I think.
That's amazing.
What other have you written for?
So I had a cut with there's an EDM artist called Said the Sky. I don't know if you guys know him, but so I have a song with him. I have a cut with a guy named Calvin. He's like a Danish artist. And then I've written on some other like hip hop stuff, and I've written some Latin songs. Like I've just tons of random stuff as I like made my way to where I am now, which is awesome. Like they're all, I love all genres of music, which is why it's kind of hard to choose.
I love that. Like when you say that, I mean, do you really have to? I mean, you're an artist. I mean, don't you just like feel like it's just expression, and what you feel is like what you feel you want to do?
For sure. And I think that's the best part about songwriting, because like as an artist, I feel like sometimes we get pigeonholed into this one sound, which was part of the reason that I left country music. I started in country, ironically enough, which that happened because that was like one of my favorite genres, that and pop, and then also like classic rock I grew up listening to. But like Temecula had kind of like a cowboy culture in a way in California, like it's definitely there. So that's how I got into that. But I kind of felt a little bit pigeonholed, at least at the time, with where the industry was and what you could sing about, what you could sound like. And I just wanted a little bit more creative freedom. Not that anybody really told me that I couldn't, but there was almost like an overall feeling that you could, you know? So pop music is like, you could do anything in pop music, I feel like. So that's where I went. And it was just like very freeing.
That's really sick. And like, yeah, because I mean, what year, when you said you felt like that, what year was that? If you can remember, like, was it like,
I think it was like 2017, I switched into like pop, Latin, hip hop, EDM, like writing anything I could get my hands on, and then going to LA and doing it.
But even before that, you probably felt like that too, right? Like a little like.
Oh yeah, but no, before was when I was just like, okay, this is the way that it is. Like you either conform and do it that way, or like don't do it at all.
Do you know what? You know what's interesting? Reason why I bring that up so much. I mean, we're artists too, we're filmmakers, and like we kind of like felt like around that time we were pigeonholed too, because people are like, oh, you guys are the funny guys, like you're the funny guys, like, and we're just like, yeah, like maybe we like to make like short films that are fucking funny, but we also like to make drama. We like to make fucked up shit. Like we make real shit too. Like we're not just like one, you know, note. Like you were.
Yeah, there's more.
There's a lot more. Yeah, like we're not just gonna. And I think that's the problem. Is I think when artists or anyone in general hears like you're that, you're almost like, oh, should I just keep doing that? And it's like,
it's kind of the system is built that way. That's the problem. Like artists come into it. All artists want to try different things. Nobody wants to be pigeonholed, but the industry itself is really kind of built on pigeonholing artists. You know, like okay, you do your thing over here, you do your thing over here, and stay there because it's a safe zone. We know people are gonna like you because you're doing that, and that's just not how it works. You know?
I mean, think of it from a business perspective. Like these companies, these labels, they have to sell you. Like you're a product in a sense, and they know that they can sell you when you're this one thing. It's marketability. And then also think of our algorithm with TikTok. It's like, what do they always tell you? Oh, do the same thing, have the same background, say the same. You're the person known for that. And it sucks because that's like what's become successful according to, you know, like current, I don't know, like just current times now. So it is hard. I think that maybe back in like the 70s or even my dad's like prime time, it was like creative freedom. Like it was all about that, which is a shame. Like I kind of wish I would have lived back then, but I'm almost like determined to break through that like stigma that we have now.
But don't you think that that's what's happening? Like I was gonna get there and actually say, right now, because people say, oh, well, this is Web3. Technically, Web3 came out in 2014. So now this is more of a more later on advanced version of Web3 where we're like actually breaking down that wall of that algorithm bullshit. And we actually have an open audience. Let me explain. You're a very successful artist. You could see that, like you're doing your thing. Like we're successful too, but in a sense, yeah, we've made 150 short films on our own. We're working on a feature film, but now we're part of a community where we could actually be like, we can all come together and like, it's not about one person. It's like, now you can share your talent with masses of people. You can do what you want. You can work with other people that you can all benefit together. You can get on spaces and vibe. And like, man, that never happened before in 2013 or 2012. Like none of that shit didn't even exist. But this, like what we're doing even right now. But the point was, how did we do that? We were on Twitter spaces. We were vibing. Yeah. Like you told us like what you're up to. We were stoked for you. And like, we told you what we're up to, and like you're like, oh yeah, we should vibe. Like, yeah, dude, like cruise on. But I just feel like that's the narrative now, and I think like it's gonna take more time to keep that momentum going. Like, yeah, for like right now, maybe some people are like, yeah, it's opening, but I don't. Some like a lot of majority might not see that like what we're all seeing right now. Because we're on Twitter, we're active, we're on we're in the NFT, we're in that world. And so many people think, well, I need to buy an NFT in order to be in the space. No, you don't.
No way.
No, like you literally can just come on spaces and like, you know, like for example, my girl, she's into fashion and like she's creative. And I tell her all the time, like, baby, it doesn't matter. Like if you don't know about NFTs, it's dope. Like people like want to talk about creative stuff. They want to talk about stuff because it's all gonna, in the next 3 to 4 years, it's all going to connect. So, you know, like I just tell people, like, just be patient. Like amazing things are happening right now, you know, institutions, mainstream adoptions happening behind closed doors. Like this is a builder's market right now. We're all getting, I feel like something is in the air that's about to like be, you know, taking over.
I agree. I really see that coming too. And I think that with Web2 social media per se, or like what we've all in the last decade or longer like become used to is that instant gratification. So the patience for Web3 is like everybody's chomping at the bit and nobody really has that patience, which it needs. I mean, this is very new still to the mass public, obviously, like you said, but also it's like the way that I've viewed social media from an art, like from, let's just say like from an influencer perspective is like, and I said this before in Twitter spaces, is sometimes it feels like on social media, everybody is wanting from you and they're consuming you and they're just like taking what they can. They're not connecting. It doesn't matter if they comment. It doesn't matter if they save, like they're not connecting with you. How many times have you gone back to your content that you saved and actually like used it or embraced it in any way? Like, right?
Yeah.
But when you're in Web3 and you're on these Twitter spaces, like you're present and you're actually connecting with people. And I feel, even from an artist perspective, like I feel fed by those people that are in spaces. I don't feel drained, which is very interesting. I mean, obviously some spaces are like, we're just like shoot the shit and it's fun.
Right.
But I still feel fed from that. And it feels good as an artist to actually have that humanity, even though like I've never even seen y'all's faces before, which is wild that we can do that.
Yeah. No,
That's
insane.
definitely what it is. Like with the Web3, people don't come into the spaces looking for validation. They come in looking for family. You know, they come in looking for just a place to express themselves, be who they are. And yeah, like you said, in Web2, you kind of like who you are is like you're your brand. But in Web3, it's kind of switched around. Like you're not your brand. What you are is what you create. And it can be anything you want. And you don't have to pigeonhole yourself because your fans, your community, your family, whatever you want to call them, they're going to be there with you from the start because they're already invested in you. Whatever you do on top of that as an artist, whether it's music, sports, film, television, whatever, they're going to support that because they already know you. They already know what you're doing and they already have that connection. So you're not fighting for that validation or the connection with your audience. It's already there. It's also, you're free to do whatever you want.
Totally. Honestly, that's so spot on. And I remember, if you think back, which I wasn't alive then, but stories are told, like 80s, 70s, whatever, the big rock stars, the big pop stars, Prince, Michael Jackson, whatever, untouchable. You could never gain access to them. They are like up here and they're gods, basically. And then we have social media come in and it's, okay, now we can get more personal. We can see what they eat for breakfast on their stories. We can see all this stuff. But at some point, I feel like that stuff wears off and it feels still distant to where now we've evolved to like, okay, I'm going to be in a Twitter space with so-and-so, my favorite artist. And now I actually like know them and we've talked and we've hung out at like 3 a.m, like T-Gens. Like this is the next level. And I don't even know what could come like further from this eventually years down the road, but
I could tell you I could tell you what's going to come next.
Tell us.
Just an opinion doesn't mean I know, but I believe like as we're going into this the next few years, we're going to get really into wearing goggles, and then there's these things called Tesla suits that already exist, and essentially these are suits where we'll actually be able to wear a suit, sit into a seat, wear goggles, and literally our brains will be tricked into we'll be moving around in another world and we'll be able to meet with each other and actually talk to each other. And when we high five, like we'll be able to feel each other high fiving and being like, what's up, dude? Like what's going on today? And like, we're like, let's go here today. All right, dope. Like we like be at a place in another world. And then we're utilizing utility, and doing, I feel like we should, but I understand some people are scared of that because you're like, dude, like I want to touch grass. Like I'm all about that. I'm all about being in nature, like smoke grass, touch grass, you know what I'm saying? Hang out. But it's important. I feel like we got to keep that balance because it's just, to me, that's very key because the technology, yes, is amazing, but it can also consume us too, and I do believe though it depends on what Twitter spaces you're in because obviously there's mental health spaces. There's spaces where there's good communities like Apocalyptic Apes and like good people in that community. They get to know you. I just feel like those are great communities to be. But yeah, there's of course those weird spaces or like, the influencers doing their shows, but yeah, it's just, I always love I don't even care if there's like a few people in the space and everyone's just talking and hanging out.
I think there's those influencers coming over from Web 2 that, like you said, they come in, they start spaces and they think it's supposed to be all about them.
Right.
What they're going to find out is just like, people are like, okay, stop trying to put yourself on this pedestal. Stop trying to sell it. Like you don't have to. We're already here. Just talk on a human level. I think Web 2 was literally like paparazzi turned up to 1,000, and not just for famous people, but for people in general. Like everyone invited other people into their lives with Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all that. It's like, look at what I'm doing every second of every day. Yeah. And that just gets old after a while. You just get tired of hearing about it. Even if you follow somebody and it's like, okay, I'll just stay followed to them, but I'm not going to check on them every day and see what they're doing. But here, you're drawn to the spaces. You want to come in. You want to talk to people because nobody in there to chill But it is, but that's because everybody has a project. Everybody has something that they're doing.
There's a time and a place. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a time and a place. Like people shill, obviously. Like, I mean, you have to tell things about your project, obviously, but yeah, there is a time and a place. And I think too, at once, like it took a minute for people that weren't on social media, that were influencers or whatnot, like real, actual, like public figures, to kind of get used to like social media and what's expected and what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to engage with people and whatnot. But I think that hopefully there will be a trend with all those influencers as these public figures and whatnot come into Twitter spaces, that they start to realize like, hey, you can let down and you can be yourself and you can like just be normal, which is so refreshing because that's not something that you get told often. So I'm really stoked because I feel like I was lucky enough and blessed to find such an awesome community, like right off the bat, you know? And I just hope that people get to have that same experience, that maybe like don't know where to start with Web3, that they can find those people like you guys and everybody else in our spaces. But they're out there. Like you just have to be open to it and find it. You don't have to be a Web3 nerd or an NFT like junkie to be involved in all this. So
for sure. Like he and I, we talk about it all the time, being filmmakers. We think, oh, imagine if this had existed back when Martin Scorsese, Quentin Tarantino, all the great filmmakers could have just been talking to their community as they were making these gigantic films. Like I wanted to ask you, like, what did you like? Obviously, you're getting into the NFT thing. What did your dad think of that? Like, what's his opinion on it?
Well, it's funny because I've actually kind of spent a lot of time with him now on NFTs, and we are working on something, and he really sees it. Like he was the first band, so I'm told, to ever have a website and the first one to have a MySpace and all this stuff. So it's like, thank God he knows, like he can smell it when something is coming that is like the next thing. I think he is one of the first to jump on that wave. So I'm really excited to be working with him and some others on something really cool in the NFT space. And I think that, like I said, with influencers, and obviously he's like one of those classic rock star type that was like up here, like I had said, I think that him getting to see fans from like this perspective, or like from a community perspective where he actually gets to talk to them, I think it's actually going to be really, really good for him and the fans, where like you're having this decade, 40 years, you're having this massive brand, Megadeth. You're having them and him go into a space and be able to connect with fans like never before. Like that's insane. That's it's gonna blow. So I hope that we get to see other artists that like we all look up to be able to do that as well.
Because I hear about this, like, because you seem like you got something going on in the background, which is dope. Like, it's sick. Like I mean, obviously you probably can't talk about it, but it's sick but you are like, obviously that's kind of the direction you guys want to be involved in Web3 with music. Is that kind of the idea?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I see potential so our family has been involved in, like I said, we're really tight. So we've all been involved in what we call the family business, which is like all things. So we have a wine business, we have a beer company, we have Megadeth, we have, all these other things, NFT, my music, etc. My brother's a manager, like tons of stuff. And so I think we are all viewing, like, we have all these entities, and I don't think NFTs and Web3 is limited in any capacity, like we said. So it's really awesome that we can all now come together, and we sit down at the dinner table every night and we're like, all right, what are we going to do? How are we going to apply this to what we do every day? And so that's been really fun and collaborative, and we have some really cool Web3 partners and people in the community that we're working with to do something really sick.
Sure.
So.
That's
congratulations.
Congrats on that.
Thank you.
Are you guys a big family, or is it just a few?
No, we're a small family. So it's just me and my brother, and he has a wife now. So I'm not married off yet, but hopefully I get a big family that comes with it, because I've always wanted that. So
that's nice.
Yeah, I know.
You definitely will. But that's dope, man. Like that's serious stuff you got. And what like kind of I mean, you kind of explained it, but like, is that kind of the attraction? Like the fact that you heard like your dad kind of had a website before, like, honestly, like, I'll tell you kind of how we kind of came into the like NFT space, but it was interesting because it was through a family member that he didn't tell me to look into NFTs. He just like, this is my uncle, and this is like a feature film we're working on about him. But his like, he like, before he died, like he straight up said like, you need to keep paying attention to like the newest technology. You seriously do. You need to. He kept saying that to me. He wouldn't stop like repeating himself. And like, that's what kind of, I was like, well, I know crypto. I've been knowing crypto, but then this whole NFT thing got me, that's how we got involved in it.
Yeah.
So, but what about you? Like, what kind of like, what pulled the trigger for you?
So funny enough, it was actually my mom. She is like crypto queen of our family. I'm not even kidding. She would sit there and at the breakfast table just be like doing crypto all day and like not telling any of us really. And we were just like, I don't know. And then she was there during like a really good time in the market and she made out really well. And so all of us were like, oh my gosh. So she was teaching me how to like like basically reverse engineer like some of these coins and all that stuff. So we'd be like up late night doing this together. And my mom is like my best friend. So whatever she's doing, I'm like, all right, I'm in, like, let's do it. But funny enough, also like my brother bought a Bitcoin like way back 2010 or something crazy and like lost it. Like, so I think the three of us have, like, we keep up with what's going on, I think the most when it comes to this like new technology and however else everybody started hearing about it. Yeah. But my dad was like in the middle of making a really, really crazy record. So we just kind of were like, when he's done and out of it, like we're gonna read him in and he's gonna love this. I know he'll like vibe with it because of his background with the website and MySpace and all that stuff too. So
wow, that's so dope.
Yeah.
I mean, it's exciting. Like, that's cool how like your family is really into that. Like, I remember my parents, they just didn't understand because I was like, I remember working for, I worked for like this penny stock, like this, we were doing like an investment relations firm where I didn't realize this dude was like a criminal. He was pumping and dumping penny stocks. So we were on pink sheets, like Wolf of Wall Street shit, but just like on a lower level. Yeah. But it was like, ridiculous. Like we were calling hundreds of companies a day over the internet. So when I got out of that business, because everything, like, it was not good, but it was obviously I learned a lot from it. But then I saw Bitcoin just come out of nowhere. And I remember it was trading at a half a penny and I was going to put $500 in. And I was like really close. Like I was on the website, but I listened to my dad at the time because you said you're very close to your family. I'm very close to my family too. And my dad's a hustler. He came from nothing. And my parents both, they're very hardworking people. So I just listened to him, but in my gut, that's why I always tell people, if it feels good in here, your mind might tell you don't, but if it feels good in here, do it. Just do it. Like that's the right decision, no matter what your mind says or what anybody says, because only truthfully. Like you could do all the research till you're blue in the face. You could read all this stuff. And it's important to do that. But at the end of the day, you have to like make that call on your own. You can't just, rely on someone or, blame them like, oh, you said to get involved. It's like, no, it's you. It's your responsibility, Yeah. So, but like we were just talking earlier, I always tell everybody, it's like, just because maybe if you don't, have money for NFTs or crypto, that's not a big deal. You can just hang out and talk to people and use your talents and work with people. It's amazing. Like you don't need an application. I remember back in the day, I started working when I was like 15. I'm 36, right? And I remember like that's how it was. You have to have a fucking job application. You have to have some degree. You have to have some type, some type of shit to like get a job. And it's like, now you can get on fucking Twitter Spaces and meet different people and like talk to them in the DMs, like, hey, what up? Like, yeah, like let's link. Like, you can do that for me, right? Yeah. All right, cool. Let's give it a trial. Like, now you're getting jobs just from verbally talking. So I think just and it's going to evolve from there. You know, we're all going to just keep on growing as a community, and it's super exciting. I can't wait to see the next year, because I know so many people, they'll like try to say, oh, well, you know, we're going to go into even a worse market. It's going to take 2 to 3 years for it to recover. I always tell people, I'm like, you know, the Moore's Law. I don't know if you know about the Moore's Law or not. Do you know about the Moore's Law?
I've heard of it, but tell me.
So like, yeah, every year since 2000, the technology advances like 2 times like faster. So it's every year it's going to advance like 2 times more. So now it's like 2022. Like, you can't even imagine how fast the technology is now.
Right.
If it was fast back in the 2000s and starting to like advance, it was advancing 2 times every year. So so it might take now 6 months for the market to recover, 8 months, who knows? Like, none of us know, which I think is so great. Like, I've seen even some of the most intelligent people in the spaces, they still like all are just having discussions about it. They don't really know.
Yeah. I don't think anybody knows, but like anything in life, some things that are really good and most things that are really good involve risk to some degree, even if it's like putting yourself out there, like showing your talent to the world, whatever that is, and to whatever degree that you feel capable in your gut. Like you said, I totally agree with that. You know, I am from a family of risk takers, so I live and breathe that. Not everybody can do that from a financial perspective, but there are other ways to do that, and there are other like people you can. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like if you believe, this is so cliche, if you believe in yourself, like you can literally do anything. And I think that this world is something that you can be anyone, you can do anything, you can go anywhere. So that is something beautiful for the people that maybe never felt like they could.
Yeah. It's true. No, it's true, because I mean, look, we'll be honest with you, like, even for me and Luke as filmmakers and stuff, we feel like we're now part of a real community, like a real like world to actually grow and evolve with, because we felt like we started making content since 2013, and like you said about the algorithm, about all that, like him and I always wanted to do different types of content, always different videos. But people were like, well, what do you guys want to do? You know, like, it was just always that type of, you know, question. And I was just like, who cares?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, really, who gives a shit? It's all about, you know, just wanting to go out there and just be an artist and just love what you do. And people that are like you will go and watch your stuff. They want to see your stuff. So you can't really like say you don't have an audience. You do. It's just, you just got to keep on pushing the content out there, and the audience will come. And that's all.
Yeah, I've always felt like in that weird space, because I'm definitely a jack of all trades, master of none, or whatever you would want to say. But like, I have so many different interests that I've always been told, no, you have to push this one thing. Like, you can only post music content. You can do it. But I'm like, honestly, like, I don't want to just show that one side of me. Like, I hope that I get to meet you guys one day, because I'm sure you guys are too. But like, there are so many sides to everyone that are fascinating. And like, don't put baby in the corner. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's like, I mean, I make wine, and then I talked to my management. I was like, how do I relate like me making wine to me doing music and blah blah blah. And then we were like, you know what? You don't have to. Like, you don't have to. It's just you. Like, these are the things that you like. So, and people will dig whatever is genuine, I think. So, yeah, just do it. Like,
dude, like, you just could like, you don't even like, you don't have to like worry about incorporating your music into it. Like, you could just show random shots of you making wine with your music in it, like whatever, and just vibing to your shit and just vibing. Like, it doesn't even matter. Like, it's just like you said, it's just a vibe. Like, you just enjoy what you do.
Yeah.
It's about necessarily, worried about combining things and all that, because like you just said, it's a lifestyle. It's just who you are.
Yeah.
For sure.
And that's cool. So do you have any different? Are you working on an album right now, or are you just currently what are you working on music wise?
I have been writing for a very, very long time. I don't ever stop writing.
Yeah.
But right now I have a huge catalog of songs that have never really seen the light of day. So I've kind of gotten to a point where I'm just everybody's been always telling me what to do and how to do it, and basically how to eat, sleep, and breathe. And so I've kind of just taken to social platforms and whatnot and just been sharing the music that I'm writing, that I've written, and seeing I don't know, I just feel you don't wait for the perfect time, but also I do have a team that they don't want me to release necessarily on Spotify just yet. So we do want to have a plan, and I get that. But I've just been kind of dropping songs on TikTok a whole lot. That's kind of where I've been putting them. I've been dropping some on Twitter as well. And then I do want to do something in Web3, which will basically be my next move as far as determining what happens with music. So lots in the works behind the scenes, though, always.
Nice.
Yeah.
How do you like the music scene in Web3? Have you seen? What are your thoughts on some other artists who are integrating into the space like you are?
Oh, I really dig it. Sammy was the first artist that I knew personally from Nashville here, from the music industry. And I saw him doing Web3, and I was like, oh my God, I'm getting into this too. So let's vibe, and I want to see what he's up to. So seeing what he's done with it is really great. Also people like Blau are really cool. And
who Violetta is?
Yeah, no, she's awesome. I saw her. I went with one of my passes, my NFTs got me into one of her shows in Nashville, and she has the most amazing voice.
Yeah, that's dope. Did you I don't know if you were at the Vegas event last month.
No, I wish.
Okay, we were speaking at that one, and then I know we ran into Fiddy there. It was so funny. That was the first time we met him. He looked like Nicolas Cage in Con Air. It was trippy as fuck because he came out of nowhere. He looked like an evil villain, and I was already really stoned, and he's like, "What up, homeboy?" And I was like, "What up, dude? Oh shit!"
Oh my God, I love him. It's awesome.
He talked to me for 2 minutes, and then he just runs off, talks to another person, talks to another.
He wears a lot of hats. So
oh, he's
moving around.
busy. Yeah.
Dude, I know. I relate. But that guy's awesome social butterfly. I wish I had that level in me.
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah.
But no, you know what though? Honestly, I think all of us will be able to go to more events, as this industry progresses. Me and Luke, we were just talking about that as well. I just think when him and I went to these events, it's just so magical just to connect with everybody and network, and it's just so cool because you're just let's do a space together. Yeah, let's do it.
It's like a family reunion with people you've never physically met before.
I know. I met Avid in Nashville, and it was so funny.
Hell yeah.
I love him. I was sitting at the bar, and he was like somebody was looking at me, and I was just yeah, hi, go back. And then he was like, Electra? And I was like, I don't know you whatsoever. And then I realized what? There were so many people there too that were and I'm
I love that. I don't know you, and he's like, I'm Avid, and you're like, oh shit, I do.
I know, I'm I actually know you really well. Which was so sweet. It was awesome. So, and I've never been to the NFT events or whatnot, other than that show. So yeah. I'm that is on my list to get to the NFT.
They're amazing.
Yeah, it'd be so awesome. So.
Where? Oh, I got somebody asking where's Pappy Mustaine. He's probably recording.
I don't know a Pappy. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm wait, what? That's funny. No, but that's dope though. Like, so yeah, you're working on a bunch of songs right now. Like, do you have like something that you recorded recently?
God, I mean, yeah, I do. I have tons.
Do you
Like,
have
I have
maybe like
a catalog.
do you have
Huh?
do you have a little teaser maybe we can hear? Or
I don't know how I'm supposed to play it for you.
can you play it on your phone?
Oh, my phone. Okay, yeah.
I was gonna
All
say
right.
turn
Get
up
a
the
little
speaker
preview.
on it. A little preview. You don't have to play a whole song. We totally respect you and your music. We don't want to, but it would be dope.
All right, let's see.
That would be sick.
Hopefully this isn't audio like Twitter Spaces sometimes is when you play music. Let's see.
I hear you.
I'm trying to pick which one.
Whichever one your heart's telling you to go with.
Yeah, honestly, like you're a vibe. So whatever you want to do.
All right.
This
is one of my favorites.
Oh hell yeah!
So
here we go.
I won't tell you the name, but
like a little bit of sour in the sweet. If you kiss me, then I better feel some tea. If I'm on top, then you're the one who's underneath. You can't compete. Better roll that dice. Don't play nice for nothing. No, not that tight to waste my time when I want it. And I want it. Yeah. Come on, baby, before you have regrets. I thought I made it pretty obvious that the taste I leave, gonna stay bittersweet. Ain't got no problem living on the edge. I'm just a girl that you can't forget. Taste I leave.
all right, there you have it.
Wow, I love that. It's like it's futuristic. It's retro. It's like it's just unique. It's really sick. And your voice is really good. Like yeah, you crush that. Like it's just got power behind it. It's like you know like Pat Benatar.
I love.
Yeah.
Who doesn't? It's a sin not to.
Well, but I felt that vibe, but like your own vibe. But like I felt that like that powerful like I was like, oh shit. Like I was just like experiencing another like it was just different. So
thank you. That's a huge compliment.
Yeah.
Is that you and your producer? You doing all that yourself?
Yeah, it was just me and my producer. We just sat there and wrote it and did that and then left and had dinner.
Wow, that's awesome.
Dude, that's insane. Like what was kind of the vibe, like how you like kind of came up with that? Was there like any type of like, what was like behind it?
Story. Okay. Well, funny enough, there's been one person in my life somehow that like always comes around, and so obviously that song is about him, and so it was just kind of like I had got like when you write songs, it's therapy, and so thank God I'm like really close with my producer, and that only happens from writing with them often. Like you just lay it all out on the table. So that song was actually about a guy that I used to know that just has always been around, and I kind of just was very fed up with the situation. Like, you know what, take it or leave it. Like this is, but you're not gonna get like I'm to the point where I'm not on the table anymore. Like the offer's gone, so a little bittersweet there. Like I wish I would have known what that was like, and probably he does too. But like it's too late.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, I love that power. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's true though. It's true. I could relate to that shit. But it's at
old.
the end.
Like, how many years? I mean, this has been going on for like 6 years. So
yeah,
it's old. I'm way past.
Yeah, I always because the girl I'm with today, I'm like beyond blessed. But I remember going through this other situation. I was in LA, out here in LA, and I lived with this other girl for 6 years up here, and it was just toxic. And you get to a point where you want to forgive the person, like you love them, right? That's the excuse. Yeah. Like you love them, and it's gonna get better one day. Guess what? That's bullshit.
Right.
I had a talk. I had someone say that to me, like it was towards the end, and because what happened was she ended up like basically just leaving. Like she gave up. Her parents brought her back, picked her up, brought her back home, and I remember like that moment. I was like, when she left, your things just change. You know, everything changes for the better. So you can't look at, you know, something, you can't think like when someone's mistreating you and it's not right, and it's not like this equal vibe, and you're not like on the same page.
Yeah.
You know,
when it's out of your control, and it's the environment that's affecting it, you know, that's the thing. I think in your case, you were following your heart, but you weren't listening to your gut. And it's hard. Obviously, you know, you obviously want to listen to your heart, but sometimes your gut knows.
And don't get me wrong, like obviously it's sad, you know, and it hurts, but at the same time, if it's not meant to be, you start to realize like, wow, okay, like I was meant to go in this direction for a reason, and it feels amazing. And like who I'm with now, like I didn't expect to be with. That's the thing. Like when as soon as that was over with, I remember like I told my parents, like I'm done. Like I'm not ever. And my mom, she straight up was all serious. She's like, you'll find someone that'll be like you, just in her own way. And it's just like it's just dude. It's like it's fucking mind blowing. It's crazy how it works. But that's one thing I always tell people: just do your thing, just enjoy life, like don't stress, like just fucking pursue your passions, like. But I loved what you came up with. I love that. I love that story behind it. It's just you're not afraid to wear like your feelings and emotions on your sleeve, like you're showing it, and like to me,
you have to. You'll be tortured if you don't.
But you know what I'm saying though. There's people that just make a song. You know,
I can't do that. I don't know how to make up a story. Like I'm terrible at making up stories. Don't ever ask me to tell a story that is not real. Terrible.
Yeah. No, I think, you know, like most artists, like you probably know, most artists are introverted, even though they do wear their hearts on their sleeve. With
totally.
They're introverted, like meaning it's hard to put yourself out there. And I think what really invite that to kind of go away, and really invite artists to, you know, wear their hearts on their sleeve and, you know, talk to other people. I
mean, I'm definitely one of those people. Like I am a total social butterfly, but it's like, I think I don't know. I'm more comfortable, of course, keeping to myself. Like, funny enough, I took 2 years off from like being Miss Social Butterfly. And I was like, I'm just going to be like a dog lady at my house and write and make music and like just stay home in like the middle of nowhere, basically. And right after 2 years, I was like, you know what? It's time. Like, I'm too young. I'm going to get back on the scene, like see people, see friends, do stuff. And it was the day before the lockdown happened. So I've been in like extended COVID times, basically, which is why I went really hard this summer and just went traveling, met so many people, and I feel really good that way. But like being like I think as an artist, the reason most of us are really introverted at heart is because like we feel a lot and we're expected to like just give that out, and that's pretty hard. So like you just have to submit to the craft, and when you're writing, just go there. Like don't be afraid. And that's why I like writing with one other person, because it's, I don't know, I just feel like you're closer and you don't have to worry about it as much. But it's real. This is definitely real.
That's legit. And that's really dope. And like I said, you're just, so I know you say you're always writing, so like obviously you're working on like a dope album, right now?
Well, it's
or is it just gonna be songs?
I mean, album is like a loose term. I have 2 albums worth that I'm just sitting on right now, but it just I think it's up to like how we decide to roll it out with the way that the world is now and how albums are perceived, especially in pop music. Like singles are definitely more effective, I would say, and we might end up just going that route. But
I'm not trying to compare you to 6ix9ine or anything, but how he came out with his singles, like how people come out with singles, like you said, it's like you said, it's kind of like a popular thing. Like they come out with like a music video and like a single. That's
Yeah, for
dope. And I think like you even said, like you're working on stuff that may be NFT, maybe.
Yeah.
Type
Oh
of
yeah,
connect-
no, I definitely plan on doing like music NFTs because I mean I'm an independent artist, so I can do that. Like some artists are signed into contracts that they just like they don't own their music.
Yeah.
So you guys heard it. She said it. We didn't. So down the line, there could be something really dope, which is amazing. So just hearing her say that, that's definitely want to keep an eye out. So
Yeah.
definitely. So no, we appreciate you once again, like for coming on here and vibing with us, and like we definitely like want to definitely like have you come on again, like another time, like later on, because like we literally like we booked out for the whole year. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's a blessing. Yeah, and
How
then,
was? I was gonna ask, how was it visiting the Joe Rogan podcast? I saw you.
Oh my gosh, it was so cool. I've been doing cryo ever since. It was actually really cool.
Yeah.
so we do ice baths. I do ice baths like twice a week. I take
Yeah.
like 40 pounds of ice, and I'll get in there for like 13 minutes.
13 minutes, dang.
Chill.
20 minutes. That's my record.
Whoa. That's
Get
how
in
I started. I was like doing ice baths. I bought a horse trough. This is how you know I live in Nashville. I bought a horse trough and I like fill it with ice and water, and I would just I would do like 5 minutes, and then I would go back and forth from the infrared sauna. And then there's a cryo chamber place down the street. So I've started doing that like every other day or every day. And I'm like, I hit negative 208 today. I'm like pumped.
and then you go, but you don't even have to be in there long at all. It's like a few minutes, right?
3 minutes, yeah.
3 minutes, yeah.
But what does that do, going from like extreme cold in an ice bath to jumping in a sauna? Like, what does that do?
It's pretty complex. Like that answer, I've watched, what's her name? Dr. Patrick. She's been on Joe, and there's like a whole podcast on it, but there's something about like FOXO3, which is like some gene or something in your body that turns on, which was linked to supposedly people that lived very, very long, like 100 years old or whatever. They most of them had this FOXO3 thing, and I'm like, I want that. I'll do whatever it takes. But also like the shock of it, I think is supposed to be really good for you. So we'll see, guys. If I'm around a long time to tell, then you'll know.
I think it sounds like it trains your body to be used to extreme temperatures, you know?
Yeah. There's definitely like a method. Yeah.
Being in California, there aren't extreme like temperatures out here, but being from the Midwest, and like that's where it can be like, below zero cold one part of the year, but then you got 100+ degree weather in the summer. So you're fighting back and forth. So that makes sense. That's back in the sauna. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Do you guys know Wim Hof? Have you heard of him?
Of course. Love that guy.
Oh, yeah. Like that is the guy that got me in an ice bath. So all the stuff that he's talked about, I mean, like I just was like, I have to do this. I just want to do it.
100%. And especially the fact that it like, cured him from his depression with his, this poor thing happened to him with his wife. That's so sad. But like it helped him to get through that ice. And it really does do something different to you. It really does.
I feel super focused and like motivated, and it definitely does something with dopamines in your brain. So like I feel really like happy and stoked for my day. And I just like my whole family's been doing it. My brother's been in there every single day. He's like, I hit 209 today. I beat you, whatever.
Wow.
So we like compete. I'm like, dang.
That's so fucking dope.
Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah, no, yeah, Wim Hof, yeah, no tap, yeah, for sure. Wim Hof changed my life. He changed my life too. And have you ever? I mean, I'm sure you guys you've heard about Liver King and all what he does. You've never heard of that guy?
Oh, fill me in.
So this guy, he's a little like, some people might think he's a little crazy, but he's like super ripped, like shredded. His wife, she's in amazing shape. His kids looks amazing, but
he looked like a caveman.
His kids, they had a lot of issues when they were younger, so they were trying all these other remedies in food, nutrition, all that. It wasn't working for them, so they all of a sudden just decided to give them like raw beef liver and like ancestral like living and tendons. it started to like heal their skin. Their skin started to glow, and so they all started like eating like more raw, like beef liver, like raw testicle, like bull testicles, and then like and like eating bone marrow, like but eating it raw. So it's like him and I, we actually like we tried it just like the raw beef liver just to see.
I can't chew it though. I just like I'm just like I take a little flab and just like drink it with some water.
Oh my god, I can't even. You know why I can't ever do that? Is I feed it to my dogs, and to me that's dog food now. I'm traumatized from having to make that.
It's you know what though? It's like got peptides, hormones, vitamins. Like it's pretty much like this. That's why like it just gives you another boost. And I've tried it. Like I would even take it like because I work out like 5 days a week. So when I take it, like I would take it before I go work out in the mornings, and I felt good. I was pushing myself, and I was like felt energy. It was crazy. Yeah. It's like interesting, but yeah, I mean it's kind of different. But I like bone marrow too. I think bone marrow is really good. Like that's not bad.
I'll eat it cooked, but I don't know about raw. You guys, that's scary to me.
It has to be grass fed. It can't be like it can't be like, and you have to be really like careful because I tell it to everybody like you can't leave it out too long. Like you only have it in the fridge for a couple days, then you got to put it in the freezer if you don't eat it. It's really it
really is like butter because and that not just
it's like
kind of like consistency, but like when you spread butter on any kind of food, you don't when you taste butter on its own, it doesn't really have much taste to it.
Right.
Bone marrow is kind of the same way. It's just like because I put it in like a bowl with some rice and vegetables and just kind of let it melt in there.
Okay.
And it just made it a little smoother. Like it wasn't like anything like altered the taste. I put a little soy sauce in there too, and that gave it some taste. But yeah, the bone marrow just kind of makes it more savory. That's what
Okay, guys, I'm gonna go to Whole Foods and get a bone marrow now. I'll give it a shot.
But you could like sear it if you wanted and make it a little bit cooked and like just kind of like just try it and see like what you think, like just to kind of get some of the bacteria off, and that way you could like just see what you think and like put it on like I like one time I put it in like pasta with like turkey meat and vegetables and actually it had like already like and by the way I use raw cheese now. I don't use like any other cheese.
You can't get that many places, even raw milk. Like you can't get
that stuff's so much better for you. It's insane how much better it is.
Especially if you have phlegm, if you have like asthma and stuff like that.
Totally.
But who wants to give
I'm a big health nut too, you guys. Not many people know.
See, like, well, dude, like you got to be like that, because it helps you. It helps you to like be more creative, do more things in life, live longer. Yeah,
totally.
That's the key. Yeah. But we want to do a segment right here where we're going to give away a Homeboi limited T-shirt. Ding ding.
And we got the two homies in the house. We got Matt No Tap.
Matt No Tap.
And Lady. Is that Lady?
Is that Lazy?
Lazy.
Guys, tell Electra she's a queen that needs my heart.
Love you.
Thanks for coming in, guys.
Yeah, thank you, guys, for coming in. But yeah, you guys, so we do this. We basically choose a few people in the house, and I think there's a few people right now, and we just spin the wheel and just give away a free Homeboi shirt, just like that. Go. Just because we're hooking Electra up though with her own personal one-on-one.
Everyone who comes on.
Yep.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, everyone knows they like the guests they always get a special T-shirt. We do that with every single guest we've had. And you're episode 61, which is crazy.
Hell yeah.
That's a lot, guys. Love it.
Yeah. So we're very excited. So guys, please enter the chat. Electra is amazing. Just say that. Electra is amazing.
Yep.
Can we do that right now? Electra is amazing, brothers. I'm like 4XL, but one of my fighters will rep your T if I win. All right, bro. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. So okay, let's just shoot Lazy and No Tap.
Yep, got the two homies. No Tap, he's won one before. He knows that.
Lazy
And Matt knows.
And you'll see. We'll have this. He said if he wins, one of his fighters will wear it.
Hell yeah.
That's what's up.
Nice.
No
Anyone
cap.
else in the house who wants to
Anyone
speak
else?
up?
Anyone else? Speak
Y'all
up.
came in,
Speak
hang
up.
out with
Last
Electra and us. You know, you guys are homies. We love you guys.
Last person, or if it's just gonna be the
I think
two.
it's just Lady. I think Lady. That is Lady.
Is it lazy? Is
it
that
Lady
lady?
Wing on?
If
on
it is
Twitter?
lady, if it is Lady Wings,
I feel like it is.
Is it?
I think it is. Is that you, Lady? We know.
She seems like it is because she's.
Oh, I don't want to be in a giveaway. Sorry. Oh, you don't have a choice.
You don't have a choice.
Sorry, you're already part of it. It's too late.
Part of it.
All right, so
But if you want to hand it over,
if you want to hand it over to the
other
tap,
person, you're
totally
more than
cool.
welcome.
All right, guys, cool. We'll just let's do this shit.
Here we go.
Let's just roll it out. Let's see here. Oh, I don't even know what I'm doing actually.
All right, good. Just tell Electra she has my love.
Oh.
She already knows that.
She knows that.
You guys hanging
I
out.
know I have your love, but you need the T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yo, this is like cool stuff. Electra's gonna be rocking one. All right, here we go. The two people. Who's it gonna be? Lazy or no tap?
Oh, it's Lady.
Oh.
Careful what you wish for.
Holy crap, Lazy. You just won.
Lazy.
You literally
I
went
love
from,
you for coming in.
You went
won
from
a giveaway
saying
that
I
you
don't
didn't
want to win to
win.
what do you think, Lazy? What do you
What do you want to do, Lazy? What do you think? Electra's gonna get her shirt. You want your giveaway? Electra, tell Kiko he has my love too.
Okay, so
Only if you tell us what you want to do with the T-shirt.
Yeah, Lazy, tell us what you want to do.
I think Lazy.
Yeah, you have the floor.
Do you want us to? I mean, we can give it to No Tap because No Tap, you know, he can give it to one of his fighters.
You have anyone who might want one?
It's up to you, Lazy. We don't wanna.
Give it to the other guy.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Lazy want a Dodex. You want a Dodex instead, Lazy? You can get one of those, and he'll trade you for a T-shirt.
I don't like NFTs. Sorry.
Oh, okay. All right.
The T-shirt.
That's okay.
It's all good.
That's all good.
Do you like anything, Lady? You don't like NFTs or T-shirts? So anything you do like?
I think he or she only likes Electra.
She just wants to be Lazy.
In the fam.
No, it's all. Thank you, Lady, for coming in.
Yeah, thank you for coming to support Electra.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Hanging out. And,
love the generosity. Congrats, No Tap.
No Tap.
To you. Thank you.
No Tap. Let's get in the DMs, brother. We already got you, brother. We already have your address, but he wants. He just tell us what fighter the size is, and we'll give
what size the fighter is.
Yeah, the fighter is. Yeah. And we'll go from there. Electra is a queen. Yes, she is.
Yes.
So
thank you
for coming on and spending her time with us.
We were lucky to have her come on and vibe with us.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
For sure. No, thank you guys. We have to do it again sometime. This has been really fun.
Absolutely. Say hi to your family for us.
Yeah.
We will. I will.
And what we do is we always go out with our outro. So let's go ahead.
Shout out to Fitty.
Shout out to
the man of the hour, Fitty.
Alrighty, guys. Well, mad love to you, and let's go. Woo!